All right, whenever.
Okay, Chairman Chris Dragonis would like to call the meeting to order at 6:41 p.m. And if we could all stand for the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag
of
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have election of officers.
What was that? I'm sorry.
We have election of officers for this.
Rory, are you still, could you hear us, Rory?
I did.
Could you mute everyone except the members, please, and me?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
This way we prevent the feedback. And I just want to remind the members, whenever you speak, if you could please identify yourself by name, given the nature of the recording that we're making here in the virtual meeting. There's some people who will be listening to this in an audio-only format. Thank you. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
No problem. Do we have any nominations here?
Sandra Gessick, I nominate Chris Dragonis.
Do we have a second?
Wendy Rossi.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Abstain. Okay. For vice.
Mr. Chairman, if you could just please announce the results that your election as chairman passed by a vote of 2-0-1, with you being the abstention.
Okay, yes, my election passed 2-0 in favor of me being chair.
Thank you.
Nominations for vice chair, please. Does anybody want vice chair?
There aren't many choices. Well, I nominate Wendy Rossi, Sandra Gessick.
I'll second the nomination of Chris Dragonis. You accept the nomination, Wendy?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Chris Dragonis, aye.
Sandra Gessick, aye.
Wendy, are you voting or abstaining?
I don't know. Am I supposed to or abstain?
You can vote if you would like.
You could vote if you like.
All right. Aye.
Okay. So Wendy Rossi as vice chair with a vote of 3-0-0 passed. Congratulations, Wendy. Now we could get on with hearing the appeals of the 2000 grand list and 2018 supplemental vehicle list. So we have Art, I guess, first.
I think you have, there you go. Just start.
Yes, Mr. Burgess, just identify yourself anytime you speak before you speak, please.
Okay.
For the record.
Okay. Wendy, do you have a copy of the oath with you?
I do.
Okay. If you will read the oath to the appellants where they testify, unless they're an attorney.
Right. So I could do that now.
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm the case may be that the evidence you shall give concerning the whole truth and nothing but to help you God or penalty for
I do. This is Bart Burgess, I do.
Thank you, Art. Okay, go ahead. You have the floor.
All right. Did Caroline distribute the information that I emailed her last week? So everybody has it?
Yes, we have
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
All right, and I guess we'll start what I'll refer to as the presentation package. Christopher, that's what you saw this last year to some extent. A few things may be different. And once everybody has that, that will be in a, if everybody's looking, that's the part that's in a landscape format. I know there's, I think I went last, didn't I, Christopher, which gave us a little bit more time. I think I'm pretty much allotted about 15 minutes here.
Yes.
So I'll try to keep this as concise as possible. Kennytown Hydro is a hydroelectric power plant that is owned by Enel Green Power North America Incorporated out of Andover, Massachusetts. Enel Green Power has owned this property for 30 plus years, and it's been producing energy, electrical power generation for that period of time. Excuse me, I decided to mow their lawn and I had the window open. Let me close it.
Can I make a suggestion that you need to get your mic because we're getting a lot of feedback, please?
Wendy, could you say that again?
Can you please get closer to the mic because we're getting a lot of feedback?
I think it's from the lawnmower outside.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm about as close to the mic as I can get right now.
Yeah, that's better.
Is that better? Okay. You know, I think it was the lawnmower outside. I apologize. There's a couple things at play here that have led to this appeal. Number one, the property is subject, power generation with the hydroelectric dam is subject to a lot of external factors that they can't control. River flow, as an aging hydroelectric, as a hydroelectric power plant ages, it starts becoming more of a maintenance issue as turbines, generators need to be rebuilt, and that equipment starts to become antiquated, as well as upstate rainfall that feeds the river. In this case, the power plant has been suffering from a considerable shortfall in power production. As well as, just so for those unfamiliar, this is primarily a personal property case here. This is machinery and equipment. And one of the things that has really caused an issue a couple years ago, which really made us start taking a look at this facility, was an audit by the assessor. They had a third-party auditor come in, and what they did is they added certain costs that were incurred by the power plant for the rehabilitation of generators, turbines, as well as the most significant cost that was added, which was the addition of what we call a fish passage, which was required as a matter of compliance with the Department of Natural Resources, Fish and Game, and Connecticut law. This was something that was imposed after the power plant was constructed and started production. It was completed in the late 90s at a cost of just over $1 million, which really added no value to the property. It added, no marketable value. It was just a matter of costs incurred as a matter of compliance. If everybody will refer to the property return, I'll give y'all a couple seconds to pull that out. On the return, we requested a value of $362,459 market value. We reported the costs on the return associated with the acquisition and installation of all the personality that is at the property. That will be on page 11 of the return. Now, in addition, the total cost of the machinery equipment, power generation equipment is $1,023,528. Using the assessor's depreciation schedule, it brings it down to $811,049. One of the things that happened during the audit, this is kind of a unique situation. There are certain laws in Connecticut which define what type, how something will be assessed. There are certain laws covering wind generation, solar, all forms of green energy. There was also that exempts them from being treated like a utility. There was also another law passed that exempted all other privately owned power generation facilities. In other words, those facilities that aren't owned by a public utility with the responsibility of power distribution. In both those, hydroelectric somehow was left out. So this property ends up being valued as a utility using the utility depreciation schedules, which are a 40-year economic life, which for the machinery and equipment is far beyond their actual economic life. Economic life is the time period for which property remains viable until such time as it requires substantial rehabilitation to maintain its viability. Now, in addition, on that page, you'll see a factor is what we refer to as an inutility factor, which is the result of a calculation used to measure the value impact of a shortfall in production. This property in typical hydroelectric facilities operate at an efficiency rating of between 40 to 60%. In other words, if there was as much water as it could take running through the turbines 24/7, it may be able to generate 100 million kilowatt hours per year. That doesn't happen in reality. Hydroelectrics operate at a 40 to 60% efficiency rating, depending on where it is, how old, the size of it, the rainfall, river flow, how much water you can take from the river, downtimes for the rebuild of wicket gates, generators, so forth. So typically you're operating, instead of generating 100 million kilowatt hours, you'll generate somewhere between 40 to 60 million kilowatt hours annually. This particular property operates at an efficiency rating of, and I'm not used to operating off a screen here. So I have to bounce back and forth. I'm a little better with paper. I probably should have printed it out and done it that way. I'll just find where I put it. This particular property operates at about 30% efficiency, just roughly speaking. Now, what we do is we take that shortfall and we use economies of scale to indicate what that loss in production means as far as a loss in value. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio. So we've arrived at a value using an obsolescence factor and utility penalty of 44.54%. Now that's part of the issue at hand here. The other issue is the added costs. The assessor's value, if you look on page 12 of the return, there's a series of items that are both real property in some cases. For instance, I don't know that the land's in there, but the pin stocks, the trash rakes built into the dam, boat barriers, and then ultimately the fish passage, which is on here. There's actually 2 items that make it up, but it's the fish passage is on here for $957,000. And these items have been added back to the personal property and picked up by the assessor and added into their calculated value. And I also sent you guys a series of pictures. I don't know if you have those available to you, showing you what this fish passage is during the construction period. It's a canal that bypasses the power generation, goes around the powerhouse from the downriver part and back up over the dam so that the salmon could continue up river to spawn. This was a requirement that every dam above a certain megawatt capacity had to add to the facility so that salmon could go upriver. This was introduced in the early 90s, took a number of years to build, and now exists. And this realistically should not be a part of the calculation of personal property. It adds no value to the power generation of the facility. It's not machinery equipment. It's built into the land, which meets all definitions of real property, and is just inappropriate to be a part of the calculation. So then we have a couple other things on here which are just capitalized. Facility improvements to the head gate, which is the top of the dam. Got the couple dollars on the fish passage, and some railings that were added in. These items are being included in the assessment, and they realistically should not be. And in addition to the shortfall in production, one of the other things that's really hurting this industry quite a bit is dams anymore. Hydroelectric really can't operate at positive cash flow. With the introduction of wind farms, solar, the credits given for those type of things, the expense related to the construction and operation of a hydroelectric dam, just applying a depreciation rate to the original cost of the dam is no way to arrive at the value on something like this. The electric rates, for the most part, although they bounced up and down, have pretty much flatlined over the last 20 years. Natural gas and its abundancy has flooded the market. I'm sure this will happen more now with this, all the oil being produced by OPEC and some other countries is going to also have a serious impact. Excuse me, I have a dog trying to get my attention here. Come on. So the problem's going to continue to fester, and the hydroelectrics being valued at a longer depreciation schedule than any other independent power plant that inflates the value above and beyond what it should be. These are all the problems that we're faced with at this facility.
Art, could I interrupt you for a second? This is Chris Dragone.
Sure, Christopher, go ahead.
Is this case in court from last year?
Yes, sir.
Is that making any progress, or is it?
We were starting to until this coronavirus
Right,
hold,
right.
and now everything's been pushed back. In fact, I just got, actually, it wasn't for this one. It was for one of the ones over in New York, but where it's been pushed back till after January 1, 21. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure the courts are going to be behind with all sorts of cases, and property tax cases tend to fall
Right.
back the line, from other stuff. And I don't know how long this is going to take to work through that system.
Okay.
Reality, I'm sure if we don't, if there's no reduction, we're likely going to add it to the litigation. And if you guys were to reduce it, I'm sure the assessor would probably want to add it to the litigation.
Right. Yeah, well, typically, it's Chris again. Typically, when the court decides, that decision carries over for future years. That's the only reason I'm asking.
Sure.
So.
All right. I guess at this point, does anybody have any questions? And this Bart again, just to make sure I understand, the board members are, and I'm just going by order, the screen I have in front of me, Christopher, Wendy, Caroline, you're the clerk, right?
Yeah. Sandra,
Sandra, okay, you're down to Sandra. And then Brian, are you a board member as well?
Town attorney
You're an attorney for the board?
for the town of Seymour.
For the town of Seymour?
Yes.
Okay. So I really don't have anything further to add at this point. I wasn't planning on going a long time like we did last year because of the likelihood that this will move on to the next level.
Okay. Well, I'm all set unless, like I said, unless this is Chris, unless Sandra or Wendy have any further questions. I really appreciate your time, Art.
Oh, no problem. Quickly, Brian, are you working with Mr. Stidler on this?
With who?
Our attorney, Mr. Stedronsky.
Yeah, our offices, yes.
Okay. All right. I guess that nobody has any questions, Christopher, so
Nope, we're all set, Art.
I'll conclude for now. And
Caroline will send out a letter within a week.
all right. And,
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm not going to just go to mute. I'm going to go on. I've got some more clients waiting for me right now, so I'm going to go ahead and bow out of the meeting. It's a pleasure meeting all of you, seeing you, Christopher, Brian. I'm sure we'll probably some point. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it in person.
Without masks.
yeah.
And everybody else, and good luck to the other taxpayers I see on the screen.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good evening and stay healthy and safe. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Mr. Burke,
Yep.
can you please mute Mr. Burgess and unmute Mr. Pierre?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. Should be all set.
Mr. Chairman, if you could just announce which item we're doing next, and Mr. Pierre, if you can just identify yourself, please, before you begin, and you'll be sworn in by Vice Chairman Rossi.
Thank you.
Okay, this is Chairman Giannis. We're hearing Mr. Rudy Pierre from 5 Aspen Lane, Seymour. And if Wendy, if you could read him the oath.
Yes, it's Wendy, Pierre, you solemnly swear or solemnly affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury.
I do. Good evening, everyone. This is my first time. I'm not sure what sort of format this will go. But I am Rudy Pierre. I'm the owner of 5 Aspen Lane, Seymour. I am appealing my property tax. I provided some documents. One is an appraisal of when I was purchasing the property, as well as some comparables from 2015. My background is in real estate. I run a company of 60 agents. I've moved here from Norwalk to Seymour. I like the town of Seymour. I've put some families in this town and got a chance to move around the neighborhoods. I really liked it, so I decided to move here and purchase this property. One of the things that concerned me was the valuation that the property was being taxed at, and what it ultimately sold for. The property in question was on the market since 2015 at slightly below $800,000, $799,900 to be exact. This property never went under contract and had a tremendous amount of price decreases over the years, and finally closed at slightly above $500,000. The appraisal that followed suit came in around $3,000, or about $2,500 roughly above the contract price. Property was being appraised by the town at $754,000 and being taxed on that value. Based on the appraisal and the comparables for the property back in 2015 as well as current, I feel that the market value that the property is being appraised, being taxed at, should be reduced down to the appraised value of $540,000. And I provided documents to support that.
Okay, the property taxes don't go by market value, because we would have to have an army of people adjusting taxes with the market. It goes by the last evaluation. So this was done, I believe, September 16th, 2019 is the date. Is that correct?
The appraisal?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, Wendy, this is Chris. Wendy or Sandra, do you have any questions for Rudy?
It's Wendy, I do not.
Okay. Mr. Pierre, we will have a meet. This is Chris Dragana speaking. We will have a meeting after we hear all the appeals, and Caroline will send you out a response in the mail in about a week, unless you have anything else to add.
No, that is all. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay. Robin at 98 Main Newton Street.
Mr. Burke,
Yes,
could you please unmute Miss Marquetto at this time?
sure.
Thank you.
You're all set.
Hello.
Hello, this is Christopher Dragonis, the chair. We're now going to hear Robin Marquetto, Grateful Dog Grooming, 98 Main Street in Seymour. Wendy Rossi will read you the oath to swear you in, and then we could hear what you have to say.
Okay.
It's Wendy, Vice Chair. Ms. Marquetto, do you solemnly swear or solemnly sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so mine was seems pretty minor compared to everybody else's here. I didn't do my paperwork when it came in. I was probably out with back surgery when I had to fill in my all the equipment and stuff that I have in my shop. So it was assessed at $12,760. Last year it was assessed at $4,800, which is probably more the number that we're shooting for. I apologize for not filling out the paperwork. It probably came and just either missed it or it was out from the back surgery. But I did send pictures to Carolyn. I'm not sure if she got them.
Yes, we received them. This is Chris.
Okay. So you could see that everything was bought brand new in 2015. It's still all the same equipment. I haven't bought anything new. If anything breaks, we fix it, basically. Nothing new that's some some supplies and stuff like that, but no new equipment. Our grooming tables are all 5 years old. Some are older than that. And that's about it.
Okay.
The pictures that you see are basically what I have. I mean, we don't even have a computer system in there. I have it here at home.
Okay, yeah, the 12,760 includes the 25% penalty for not filing. That's mandated by the state.
Okay.
So even if your appeal is adjusted, there will still be a 25% penalty on the adjustment.
Okay.
That we cannot undo. That's mandated by the state.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I have. Wendy or Sandra, do you have anything?
It's Wendy, I do not.
Did we lose Sandra? Oh, there she is. Okay.
But can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for Ms. Marquetto, Sandra?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Burke,
Yep,
could you please mute Miss Marquetto and unmute Miss Smith? Thank you.
yep.
We'll be with you in just a second. My paperwork all hit the floor. Okay, Chris Dragonis, here. We are now going to hear from, are we hearing from Nicolette?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were Nicolette or you're the daughter.
I'm the daughter, yes. I'm
Okay.
advocating for my mother, Marion St. Julian.
Okay, very good. And the properties at 93 Bungay Road and 3 Deer Run Road, we will start with 93 Bungay Road, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
Okay, now Wendy Rossi will read you the oath and swear you in.
Okay.
It's Wendy, Vice Chair. Nicolette, do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
Okay. Actually, we need, this is Chris Dragonis, the chair. Is Marion there to give you okay to speak?
Can you see this? I have power of attorney, and I was going to bring this with me when I came. They said this would be okay.
Okay.
Is that work for you, or?
Yes, I believe so. If Brian, if you could just confirm.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, you could, based upon, once she's been sworn in, you can take that representation under oath, and I would just ask that a copy of that be scanned and sent in, emailed in. Ms. Spalding will give the address for that to be sent to, so you can have it on your record.
Okay.
And you
I
can scan that if you have an iPhone, instead of having to go out somewhere. The iPhone, if you go into the Notes app, which comes with all iPhone. You have an iPhone? No, okay.
I live in, like, under a rock up in Norfolk.
I'll let you make a photocopy then, or chisel it out on stone and send a copy.
Yeah,
But they would just need a copy of that.
Just send it to you, that if that's okay.
Yeah, if you'd like to send it electronically, if that's easier.
Okay,
that would be
all right.
fine.
I'll have to work that out, but I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Go ahead, Nicolette.
I apologize in advance if the cat crosses the screen. He's sitting right here on the paperwork. So the first, my first thing is my mother's house at 93 Bungay Road. And we did have an appraiser come out and give an appraisal, which I think that you guys all got a copy of that, I hope. And the appraisal on the house didn't come in that much lower than what Joe had assessed it at, but it's enough that I felt like I should do, at least try. The house itself, you can see the pictures of the house if you have them. It doesn't look too bad from the outside, but the inside's a different story. It's a farmhouse. It was my grandfather's and grandmother's home, and it pretty much hasn't changed since then. There's a cesspool, and there is a hand-dug shallow well, and there is lead paint, and there is a central furnace that was a wood stove, then a coal stove. Now it's a gas stove. It's just the same furnace, and it's got one little furnace floor plate in the downstairs that just, it's not a central anything. So the inside has not been updated. My parents traveled. That's how they spent their money, and they never really updated the interior of the home. It is structurally sound, but it is certainly not updated. It's very antiquated. It was built in 1830, and it's pretty much looks the same. So there's that, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that it really isn't, it's not sellable the way it is, for sure. It's not bankable. It's needs so many updates. So I just felt like the taxes should reflect the fact that it really is a very antiquated home. I've never done this before, so I'm a little nervous. I don't know what else to say.
This is Chair Chris Dragonis. I have no questions on this property. Wendy or Sandra, do you?
It's Wendy, I do not.
Sandra, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Okay, then now we will hear 3 Deer Run Drive.
Yes, this is Nicolette again. 3 Deer Run Drive is an adjoining building lot that joins my mother's property on 93 Bungay Road. And it's a separate building lot. And the appraiser also appraised it when she came, and she appraised it for $85,000. And I believe the town of Seymour has it at 119, if I'm not mistaken. So that's quite a discrepancy. And I just, there's nothing special about it. It's just an interior building lot with a right of way from Deer Run Drive. And it's, you know, an acre, 1.06 acres. And it's just the difference when the appraiser came back with that much of a drop in price. We were like, whoa. So I felt like I should kind of advocate for my mom on that one too, because she does pay quite a bit of taxes on the lot as a building lot. So and that's about all I have to say about that too.
This is Chris Dragonis, the chair. When the appraiser comes out, they appraise at current market value.
Yes.
Taxes are based on the last assessment. So they are, you know, the taxes can't fluctuate with the market. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying we can't do anything, but just letting you know that current market value does not necessarily reflect what you're paying in taxes.
Well, with the COVID-19, it's probably not even worth that now. I don't think I can sell it if I needed to. But I understand what you're saying. But if, like I said, if it was just a few $1,000s difference, I wouldn't say anything. But because it's quite a bit different, I felt like I should speak for her because she's 94 and she's not going to say anything. But you know, somebody's got to rally in her corner, so that's me.
Okay. Does Caroline need to get, or do you need to get information from Caroline where to send that power of attorney?
Oh, yeah, I should probably, because I probably will just copy it and send it to you because I'm not technologically, I'm a little challenged when it comes to the. Hi.
Caroline speaking. Nicolette, do you want me to just email you the address tomorrow?
Sure, that'll work. That's fine.
Okay,
Perfect.
Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Enjoy the quiet corner.
Thank you.
Okay. 115 Main Street. Okay.
Mr. Burke?
Hello.
I'm all set. Thank you.
Hello, Vincent. This is Chris Dragonis, the chair. We are hearing your appeal on 115 Main Street, suite number 3. Wendy is going to read you the oath and swear you in, and then we will hear what you have to say. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
It's Wendy, Vice Chair. Vincent, do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
Okay. This is Chris Dragonis, the chair. What do you have for us regarding this property?
Okay, so my name is Vincent Antezo, and I'm the owner of CTL Incorporated, which is a small, well, now a one-man company. We just moved into Seymour last year. We were renting at 115 Main Street, Suite 3. So we moved from Beacon Falls on March 15th, And basically, with all the stuff going on, I kind of didn't get this in on time, the declaration. So when I did hand it in, the woman I handed it in to told me that it was a little late, so I'd have to appeal it. So I guess what happened was they came up with a default assessment of $9,240. And I understand there's a 25% late fee, so I did add that to my my declaration form, which I did hand in on, I think, let me see, the date here is on February 20th. So basically my numbers are, what I actually own, I'm not sure where the other number came from because it wasn't based on what I had in Beacon Falls either. And we actually got rid of a lot of stuff when we moved because we were in a bigger facility and we had a lot of extra stuff we didn't need. So, so basically, I think the total at the end here is, so with the, it's like 28.79 plus $657.20 as the 25% penalty. So it's around $3,200, not $9,000 is what I come up with. So.
I do not have a copy of your declaration.
Oh, you don't? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you would have had it. Okay. Can I send it to you, or I can scan it in and email it to you, I guess?
Actually, if you want to, if you have it, if you could just read off.
Sure, I could. So basically, I got a letter that said, it was basically a notice saying that I was, that I was going to give this default assessment of $9,240. So I wrote a cover letter with my, when I handed in the form late, and I understand there's a 25% fee, so I added that. But here's what I've got. So I can do item by item if you want. So.
Yeah, just a quick rundown.
Yeah, I've got like the categories, if you will. So we moved from Beacon Falls on March 15th, 2019, and we don't really have very much, and it's mainly old. So we've got like like a total of $1,214.75 worth of furniture, but it's depreciated to $364.43. We've got a couple of pieces of machinery, et cetera, that are $36.82 that are depreciated to $11.04. And we've got a couple of, I forgot what these are, but there are other goods, $469 depreciated to $140. 2 computers that were $15.42 depreciated to $616.80. And then expense supplies, $48.27. One month is $402.26. So that comes out to a total of $2,628.79. And then I added the 25% penalty of $657.20. Yes.
So you said machinery, original value $36.82. What kind of machinery is this? Chairman?
Well, so our business is that we make voicemail systems. We just basically buy computers and put a little card in them. So the machinery is just a label printer. They're these like little silver labels that you put on machines when you sell them. So they're just 2 printers. They're not really machinery of any kind. We don't really do any manufacturing. We just do light assembly in office. But I mean, the company is me now, so I do it all.
Yeah, no, very good. Just when you said machinery, I just wanted to be clarified.
Yeah, no. That's what it is. They're called Zebra. They're Zebra laser printers, but for some reason, our accountant at one time classified them as manufacturing equipment or something. But they're just printers, really. So.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
I have no further questions. Wendy or Sandra?
It's Wendy. I'm all set. Thank you.
Sandra, I'm all set.
Okay.
Would you like me to send this to you, or will you be able to get this from the? Office?
No, I just wanted to know basically where you got your information from.
Okay.
But by like I said, I mean, I could say, well, I have a 1982 car in my garage, but I'm not telling you it's a Lamborghini Countach.
Right. No. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's basically this is all the stuff from our accountant's fixed asset list. Basically, is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all set. We will review this, and Caroline will get a letter out to you in about a week, and we'll see what we can do for you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So. Okay. All right. Is Rory still here?
Yep.
Okay, we're all set with lost his paperwork. Vincent. Vincent Antonezzo. Antonezzo. I'm terrible with names. So. Now,
Antezo.
do we have Paul Prosnick on from 13 Dolan or no?
I've not seen him come in.
Okay. Is he the one who refused? He's the one who refused, correct?
No, Caroline speaking. Christopher Arthur Cochillo is the one who refused. and
Okay.
He's the one who got sent the letter.
Okay, right here. Yeah, okay.
And Mr. Prosnick just has not shown up. And your last one, Mr. Buckman, just was never able to get in touch with because his voicemail was not accepting any messages.
Okay, very good. So, do we want to give Mr. Prosnick a little bit of time? I mean, he's had an hour.
That's your decision, Mr. Chairman. As to the last individual, because they never had notice, it sounds like no notice ever went to the property owner regarding this hearing, correct?
Christopher Buckman on 86 Skokerat Street, correct. Caroline tried multiple times and his voicemail box was full and he never picked up the phone.
And normally you would.
I was gonna say, I also tried in the very beginning when we canceled the in-person meeting to reschedule down the room. I also had the same issue where his mailbox was full and could not leave a message.
Okay, so he has no notice of this. We'll probably have to reschedule to another day to do him because he's had no notice of this proceeding tonight of his appeal. Since we could not, we'd have to send him a letter next time, which probably would be the best.
Yeah, we were a little bit pressed for time.
I know. It's new ground for all of us on these meetings. The towns that we're learning, we're all going to be Zoom pros. We've done so many of these. I actually have 5 of them this week.
Yeah.
At night, evening meetings. Everyone's doing.
Bringing one in the fall is good for me.
But and the one gentleman was advised who did not want to come, as you know, that we're not meeting in person. He was insisting that you board members get together in the same location so he can sit across the table and look you face to face. And we've advised him that's not happening under the governor's executive order. Correct. And this is how we are doing it under the executive orders. And if he wants to participate, this is how he has to do it.
Somewhere, excuse me, Caroline did include, I believe, the letter she sent to him stating that it had to be this evening or he waived his appeal.
And Caroline, no, you should put that, Mr. Chairman, as you know, you should put that into the minutes for the meeting. And Caroline, you can represent as clerk of this body that that gentleman, you can state his name, has not contacted you at all.
Okay. And then what? Just send him a letter and see if he still wants to proceed with another appeal hearing?
Well, I guess the chair, why doesn't the chairman read into the record that correspondence that he was sent?
That's what I'm trying to find now. Like I said, my paperwork hit the floor, so everything is.
And Caroline, if you have it handy in front of you, you could read it, and if you have it right there, that's easier.
Sure. This is done for me, for Mr. Cochillo.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, ma'am, brother.
All right. So on April 24th, Caroline speaking, Mr. Cucciolo was sent a letter. It reads as the following. I am writing in follow-up to our conversation of yesterday. As you've been advised, the hearing of your appeal has been scheduled to be heard by the Seymour Board of Assessment Appeals on Tuesday, April 28th, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. You indicated during our phone call that you did not wish to participate in your hearing via either a Zoom meeting or telephone conference. You stated that you wanted to be in the same room as the board face-to-face with them. As indicated, the board will be conducting all hearings this year utilizing remote technology, given the current COVID-19 pandemic and applicable executive orders of the governor. Therefore, you will not have an opportunity to be physically present with the board in connection with your appeal. Furthermore, should you choose not to participate in your appeal via phone or computer, your appeal will be denied by the board. And then please contact me if you have any questions.
And for the record, have you received any contact from that gentleman?
I have not.
And Ms. Spalding, you actually advised him of this verbally when he called you and indicated that he was not coming, that it was necessary for him to participate via Zoom or via phone, and he refused to participate in his hearing, correct?
Yes, Caroline speaking, that is correct.
Okay, so
The record would, you could note the record, Mr. Chairman, that that gentleman is not here this evening.
yes, for the appeal of Arthur J. Cucciolo Jr., 74 Spruce Street in Seymour, did not attend. As the previous letter stated, he was notified that due to the governor's orders, there would be no face-to-face meeting. So in light of that,
What I would do, Mr. Chairman, I would recommend, since you're going to have another session in any event, for that one gentleman who does not have notice, let's put both of these properties down on that same evening. And then if he still does not show up at that time, then you could take appropriate action.
Okay. All right.
Only because we're meeting anyways, let's there's no downside.
Okay, so we will have those two to hear. And then Mr. Paul Prosnick, 13 Dolan Road, who did you, Caroline, did you just reprint the cover page, or did Paul submit this paper that you included in the packet?
All I have is a cover page.
Okay, so that was just you copied the cover page. We received no reply from him?
I verbally spoke with him, I believe, unless I left the message. I'm sorry, my notes are at work. So either way, he was contacted.
Okay, all right. Let's. I'm trying to find your notes because I know, oh, maybe it was via email.
It was via email, yeah.
Let me see.
Brian, while Chairman is looking at that in regards to the last gentleman who I could not get in touch with, shall I send him a certified letter to make sure he gets it?
No, I think you could send ordinary mail to him would be sufficient, because you've told him there's going to be the hearings. He's not reached out. I think we could presume he gets it via ordinary mail.
And then what are we doing? Scheduling 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, I would go out 2 weeks. This way you have time. It'll come back if it's undeliverable for whatever reason. You can perhaps even send him a text message if you have it. You have a cell phone or his email?
I'm going to assume the number I have is a cell phone. I do not have an email from him. I have a number, so I'll just assume that's his cell phone, because I can't leave a message when the mailbox is full. So I could try a text message.
And this way we make sure we've reached out and tried to notify the taxpayers to the best of the town's ability.
605 number, so I'm imagining it's a cell phone. This is John speaking.
Yeah.
So I would then suggest sending 3 letters out. One to Paul Prosnick on 13 Dolan because that was a left message. A letter giving Art Cachillo Jr., 74 Spruce Brook in Seymour, one more chance if he wants to get in on Zoom, and a letter to Christopher Buckman, 86 Skokorat Street. Now, does that have to be done in the form of a motion, or is that just good, Brian?
I think that's appropriate for you as the chairman to instruct the Ms. Spalding to do that.
This is one of those gray areas. Okay, so is it just the five of us on now? Because I still see Vincent's name on the screen.
He may be listening, Mr. Chairman. I think you have Ms. Smith and perhaps Mr. Antezo both listening. And it is a public meeting, so that would be appropriate if they want to.
I just wanted to know who is actually still on.
I don't know what the symbol, maybe Mr. Burke could explain. If you mute your mic, I know you, okay, that was.
I'm still here.
It was a different symbol. It was a red telephone versus a red microphone. I don't know what that meant.
Yeah, I was, okay.
That's a new symbol for me on Zoom, but he's here, so it's academic.
Okay, well, if we want to get started with, we could start with Mr. Antezo's appeal, Sandra and Wendy, if you would like. Am I muted?
Can you hear me? Wait,
Okay, there you go.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so Vincent Antezo is basically read off what he has, the current value of what he has compared to what he bought it for. He's saying total value is $26.58 plus the penalty, which he agrees on because he knows by not filing. What would the floor's pleasure be on this?
Where did, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sandra? Okay, where did the number 7,390 come from?
That's Joe took a wild guess what he had and assessed it at $9,240. That 7,390 is
Okay,
a percentage of,
okay,
okay?
okay.
So his basic Furniture purchase value was 2014. Machinery was 469 on other stuff, and then various things. That was original purchase price of the equipment. So 3, 4. So I think even going with the original purchase price for the listed items, I think that 9240 is still.
A quick question.
Yes.
Oh, if it would be helpful, so I know Seymour has no historical value of my property because I was in Beacon Falls and I moved. Would it be helpful if I got the Beacon Falls figure for the previous year? Would you want that or not?
No, we don't need
No,
that.
you don't need that. Oh, okay.
Chris, it's Wendy. What did you say? I couldn't hear what you said at the end. Cut out.
Oh, with the numbers that Vincent, even when his equipment was new, just doing the math quick in my head, the 9240 assessed value, I believe, is still, it's higher than when the stuff was purchased brand new.
So he's assessed higher than what you're saying? It's Wendy.
Yeah. Yes, Wendy, Chris, his furniture new was, a few chairs and whatever, was 1214. The machinery, which he explained, which was label make, for 3682. He's got a 469, and then some other smaller numbers. So.
Right. It's Wendy. I could agree with you there.
So he's saying what the value of his equipment is now is $2,628.79.
Right. Plus,
And then plus his 25% on that.
yep.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? I make a motion.
Go on.
This is Chris Dragon here. I make a motion to accept his appeal at 2628.9 plus the 5%.
It's Wendy. I have second.
Okay, this is Chairman Dragon. To all those in favor of this motion, signify by saying aye.
Right.
Aye.
And aye. So Caroline, we will accept Vincent Pezzo's appeal to his math of 2,679 plus the 25% penalty for not filing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
What do we have next? Is Rory coming in, or is his name just on the screen?
I'm here if you need me, but
Okay, no, I'll send your name. I wasn't sure if you were trying to say something. Okay, so now we'll do 3 Deer Run Drive. So vacant property, interior lot, 1.06 acres. does have a market appraisal from January 31st this year of 85,000. As I said, taxes aren't based on appraisal. And here it is. It looks like 119.
It's Wendy, but if I'm wrong, is that an invalid appraisal because of the date? Isn't
Well,
it?
it's Chris. It shows market value,
Mhm.
Right.
which is not your taxes are based on the last evaluation of what the property was worth during the whenever the people were there to say, okay, this is what an acre goes for in Seymour in this location. So, saying 85, and Joe
You got some comps here.
is saying 119. Appraised parcel value, special. $30,000 square feet. All right, I just brought up the map of it. So the property is actually right behind 93. The right of way comes off of Deer Run Drive.
Mhm.
So I would imagine you'd have to be between those two houses.
She said it had a right of way. It was behind.
Right.
Right.
I wonder if her mother gets the senior discount or the whatever that's called.
I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, but you have to apply for it.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't know then, huh?
No.
So the discrepancy is 85 19.
Yeah.
Right?
So these three comparables were done by this company?
That, the comparables are for Bungay Road. That's for the house on Bungay Road, 93 Bungay is
Well,
the,
yeah, I'm looking at 3 Deer Run.
oh,
Right,
Land appraisal report.
right. Is this a buildable lot? Anybody know?
yes, with the right of way, it is a buildable lot.
I think the lot is worth it, but the house I don't. Because it's so old and it's not updated yet. It's a big lot, right?
It's just a little over an acre and a half.
But this, it's basically the same size as my yard.
Same size as what?
My yard. What was, where's, I don't have Joe's field card.
It's yellow and white.
Oh.
Oh, here it is.
He's at 119 and she's at 85. So what do we think, guys?
I don't know. Is this what an acre of land sells for nowadays?
The, Chris, I'm not sure what the current market value is. I mean, right now, the market value is, I mean, you know, but I don't think the property value is that far out of whack on the vacant land.
Do you think he's good there?
We're being reevaluated this year, right? Reappraised.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll come down.
It's possible. Yes.
Maybe nothing will have any value.
That's right.
I got a letter from the reval people wanting to walk through my house, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Really?
Yeah, but you're better off letting them because then they guess high.
Well, I said, I was like, well, if you want to call me, I'll do a FaceTime with you and I'll walk you through the house.
Oh, because of Corona, you mean?
Yeah, I don't,
Oh.
I mean, not necessarily the people coming in, but how many houses were they in before mine that they?
Mm.
Just remember, you're using it as of the October 1st reval date, not today's date.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So what?
Joe's saying that the property at 3 Deer Run is 119.
Yeah.
85.
Yeah.
I think on the,
On the, I guess this is the town page. There's a section at the bottom of the page that says, visit change history. What does that mean? Bottom right.
Where, the back, maybe?
It's on this, yep. It should be on the last page.
The
The
yellow?
back. Yeah,
I don't know.
read your run, yes. The back page,
Yeah, I'm there.
7:15 to 11. Was that the last before the 2015? No, that should have been 2010. I don't know.
oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
TWM. Six. Does this property have access to city water, sewers? No.
Well, Bungay and Deer Run both have access to that now.
To both of them?
Yeah, so,
Okay, this house has well, okay, cesspool, okay. Okay, but they do have the ability, okay. Okay, I think the land assessment is high.
Yeah.
okay. Do you want to make a motion on that for something?
Well, just the fact that I think it's too high, I don't know. You can't really do anything. I mean, I guess this should have been appealed in 2015, no?
Well, from what I see, this is Chris. From what I see, I believe Nicolette just got involved with helping her mother with this. So her mother probably just got the bill and paid the bill, got the bill, paid the bill is what I.
I mean, my mother couldn't afford it at 95 and I was paying her bill, so. But I did get her the discount, you know, the senior, whatever.
Right.
I mean, how do you, we can't lower, or, oh yeah, we just did lower somebody's. do we wait until this new assessment comes out? I mean, if somebody is going out and appraising right now, but then it's not good till October 1st, and she's still due for it July 1st.
Right.
Why don't we do it to 95,000 then? No? Wendy? Lower it a little bit. But like kind of in the middle of both what she wants and what he wants. But then again, we don't know, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to put that in a motion,
Sure, I'll make a motion. It's Wendy. Make a motion to assess it at 95. Raise it at 95 or where you want to say it.
do I have a second?
Well, I think you should be clear with the 95. Is that the appraised value or the assessed, the 70% value or the 100% value? Just to be clear. You were breaking up with what you just said.
Right. I would say 95 appraised 100%. Is that fair?
So then your assessed value would be 70% of that for tax purposes. Just
Correct.
to be clear. Yeah, just for the record to make that clear.
Yes.
You're a little
Yeah.
choppy. At least I hear it choppy.
I'm breaking up a little bit.
I don't know if it's your end or my end, but I just wanted to make it clear for the record.
Do you need a second?
Yes.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by, this is Chair Giannis. We have a motion by Wendy, second by Sandra, to lower the appraised value to 95,000 for the property at 3 Deer Run Drive. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Sandra.
Wendy.
And vote aye. So 3 unanimous, lower 3 Deer Run to 95,000.
Okay, so for 93 Bungay, right, is next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my notes say that the assessment went down to 4, so it's 104,860, right? The yellow and white sheet. That's the note I wrote on that sheet when we had our. I don't know. It's on the upper right-hand corner. On the first page.
Oh,
First
okay.
front. See it? So that's already lower. So I don't know if the paths got crossed. It's Wendy. That it says 135 on the front.
On the front is the new appraisal. Oh, wait. 149. This one was appraised at 149 5 years ago.
For 93 Bungay?
Yeah. On page, the yellow page.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the front or the back.
yeah.
So she said there was very little difference in the appraisals. She was more concerned with the land appraisal.
135 is the appraisal that she provided, correct?
Yeah, that's the new one.
Yeah, the picture with the greenhouse.
Yeah. She said it was built in 1830.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh my God.
So it's assessed at 104,860 in last year. Is that what, am I reading it correctly? It's Wendy.
Okay, this is Chris. The adjustment per the 9/3/19 interior inspection for 2019, it was assessed at 126,700.
Right.
So this was just adjusted to 126,700 assessed. So the appraised value would be 149,800.
Mm-hmm, right.
Right. I see it.
First floor 960, half of, so 1,300 square feet. Built in 1810.
You know, it says living area is 1,363. And floor area is 3,008. What's,
You were breaking up. It's Wendy. What did you say, hon? Dan?
on the, I guess it's the front. I'm confused with the front and the back of this page.
Yep.
Down at the bottom, building sub area. It says living area is 1,300 and the floor area is 3,000.
This is Chris, correct. If you look, the basement, the first floor is 960, and it's a half-story finished, which is 403, which gives you the 1,363.
Right.
The 3,000,
The porch.
the finished
Oh,
basement, the patio, and an enclosed porch. That's not considered living space because it's not finished.
and what do we think that basement looks like?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What do we think the basement looks like if it was built in 1810?
Huh, not that good. I'm sure it's probably sand. It's probably a dirt basement. So I
Yeah.
think we should lower the, lower it.
Adjustment per.
Oh,
See now, because it was just adjusted and so
Yeah. It was,
that was based on a walkthrough. So
based on what?
it was based on a walkthrough,
Oh,
interior and exterior.
and where do you see that?
under
It-
no, Yeah, I
It's on the other side of that page we were just looking at,
Okay,
2/3 of the way down.
okay.
yeah. Last year it was just assessed for 126,700.
Which would put the
It's
appraised,
the same price. Yep,
which would put the appraised value at 149,800.
right, which is what it is here. Yep.
Yep.
So they didn't change anything. Okay.
Well, they adjusted it. I don't have the previous figures with me. So it was adjusted in September, but I don't know if it was adjusted up or down.
Right.
Actually, okay, looking at previous assessment history,
126.7.
been down in 2018.
So it's down from 15, you said?
Uh,
It's Wendy.
Oh, no, wait a minute, I'm reading this.
Wait, 104. So 15 and 19, it assessed at the same amount. In 19, it says 104,860. Okay, 104,860.
So it went down to 104,860.
Right.
So we should keep this here the way it is, right? It should stay as it stands.
At 104. So the price that she has on this, the one with the picture of the house,
Yeah,
opinion of value. So that person is saying that the value is the value, I guess. And she's saying 135.
mhm.
Right, that's,
Yep. 149.
that is the current value as of 131.20
Yep.
by
Okay, so
a company in Watertown. So that's more or less what you could get a mortgage for.
Right.
And this is Chris, in my opinion, I think since it was just last year based on the walkthrough, this one's done.
This is what?
Since this is based on a walkthrough, interior and exterior last September, I think this should be left alone.
I agree, it's Wendy.
yeah,
Okay, could
I
I get,
agree. I agree, Sandra.
Mhm.
okay, could I get a motion?
It's Wendy, I motion first.
Okay, could I get a second?
Second, Sandra.
We have a motion by Wendy and a second by Sandra to deny 93 Bungay Road. Okay, what do we want to tackle next?
Dog grooming?
Yeah, that one should be pretty easy.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Yeah.
Just in my opinion, he showed us pictures that she has. She
Yes.
realized she didn't file. I mean, I don't know what a dog grooming table goes for.
Right.
I don't think she's really that far out of whack, you know, with requesting it to be 4,000 plus the 25% penalty.
Right, I agree. It's Wendy.
So could I get a motion to accept this?
Motion Wendy first.
Could I get a,
Yeah, second, Sandra.
okay, I have a motion by Wendy and a second by Sandra to lower the appraised value to $4,000 plus the 25% non-file penalty. Could I get all those in favor signify by saying aye?
Aye.
Okay, and the chair votes aye. Unanimous. Appraised value at 4,000
Mhm.
plus the 25. Told you that one was gonna be easy.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Do you want to do another easy one? You want to do the dam?
Yeah, that one's easy, right? Because that's in court.
It's my suggestion that since it's already in court, yeah, granted, it'll be delayed because of COVID and all of that,
Right.
but it's my opinion, we just let it ride.
I agree, Wendy.
So the courts decide, because I can't find the paperwork. In one of the things, it said that there was no mechanical equipment. And I'm like, well, there's got to be something mechanical. if it's
Right.
electricity. Any further discussion on that?
No.
Well,
Okay, could I get a motion to deny Kennytown Dam appeal and let the courts deal with it?
I make a motion, Sandra.
Okay.
second.
I have a motion by Sandra and a second by Wendy to deny Kennytown since it's already in. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Passed. Okay, now Aspen Lane.
All right. I don't have anything. Do you guys?
Have what?
I don't have anything on him. I just have his the form that he filled out.
Oh, I have from our first meeting before,
Yeah.
before the town closed down.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I got it. Yep, I got it. I got 2 sets here, Melon. All right. So,
Second, I'm still fighting my spill.
so my notes say from our meeting that it's Wendy, the appraisal is invalid because it's too new, because it was just done last year.
Mhm.
He had an appraisal done.
Mhm.
This picture doesn't have. Okay, it's just a picture.
Yeah.
I have no idea where mine went.
Looks like this. The house.
It's mixed up in the damn paperwork.
There's a lot of that.
Please don't swear, you're being recorded.
I was just gonna say, the water. Okay. So he has an appraisal of September 2019. Once again, as I stated, that's market value as of September 19th. You know.
But it says in 2015, it assessed for the same thing.
Right.
Which was 7.
528.
Yeah.
And appraised at 754.
Yeah.
And he wants it down to 5 something, right? 540.
540.
It's a big difference. Appraised.
Assessed.
Now, he's got this picture.
He's got what?
He's got this picture of the house with the appraised value, but there's no appraised value listed on the picture.
No.
Right. So does that hold water?
No, that's, if you see, that's what a bank will give you for a mortgage.
Right.
Right.
He was the borrower, he could get whatever they're saying, which, no.
I don't know.
So he said the house was, when he bought it, the house was selling for almost $800,000. And it was dropped to 525. Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, the house sold in 2006 for 1.4 million.
Wow.
And then
Really?
he bought it in 19 for 537.5.
Wow, wow.
What a drop. Oof.
What year did you say it was 1.5?
It was 1,435,000. It sold to Christopher and Lucille
Oh,
Ewing.
the Ewins. Okay, he's the one who won the lottery. Okay.
And then
Oh, okay. That's where that is. Okay.
in September of 2004, Barkman Construction for 1,400,000.
Yep.
So,
Oh, so this is that house. Okay, yeah, it had been on the market for a while. Wow.
Holy cow. 540.
So he lost almost $1 million right there. Oh, God. So,
you know, unfortunately, while we were cleaning the downstairs office, all my past paperwork was thrown out. I think this is one of the ones I've heard before, maybe from the Ewins or whatever.
Yeah.
This might have been one I had heard before.
You don't remember what you decided? What you rolled on?
I don't think we adjusted it.
Really?
If,
well, it
if,
looks like
if
it's
it's
the
the right house.
same thing in, yeah, it looks like it's the same thing in 15.
As it was in 19, right?
Mm-hmm. And, you know, I guess, and the only reason I didn't put two and two together until you said lottery winner, because Joe had said that the stuff in that house,
Joe, what?
Joe had said the stuff in that house was not, you go to Home Depot and buy the cabinets. They were
Really?
custom, you know,
Really?
everything was,
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
so I mean, he's going by current value, what he paid for it,
Mm-hmm.
is not what we go by.
Right.
10 rooms. Oh my God.
Wow. So
4
we-
bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. Oh God. Too much to clean.
You can't tell when he walked through them, right? Is it, I don't see anything.
No, it doesn't. Well, it was probably. It was probably back when it was built. I don't know if, no, there would have had to been an appraisal between now and then.
Right.
Yep.
So we should leave it the way it is then?
If you want to make that a motion and we get a second, we could vote.
Oof.
I don't know if anything's updated in the house though, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure it's custom cabinet, great, but you know, it's still depreciated. So,
Right.
but it's also been assessed twice in 19 and 15 at the same price, at the same figures.
Mm-hmm.
Did assessments go up last time around from 2010?
Some went up, some went down.
Yeah, mine went down.
It wasn't
Yeah.
an across the board increase or because we had a bunch of appeals because their neighbors went down, but theirs went up. And I mean, I seriously think that house is worth 540,000.
Yeah. So we're gonna leave it?
Give me 1 second. Just
Wow, it says that this land split from Lakeview Avenue. You know, you never think of what is behind it. Lakeview Avenue. By
okay. All right. Zillow has, I've got the house up on Zillow.
Yeah.
They have it as an estimate for just under 550,
Hmm.
604.
So he's right in the ballpark.
Well, that's market value. I'm just saying, that's market value.
Oh, okay.
yeah. What you said 550?
550 to 604. Wow, that thing's a monster.
Really?
Can you do a walkthrough? No, because somebody lives there.
No
The-
virtual tour.
They didn't have. They don't have interior pictures.
Hmm.
Four bedroom, 4 bath, 4,800 square feet.
Wow.
Oh
Holy cow.
God.
It's a monster.
Yeah.
I looked at the aerial picture. I was like, holy moly.
All right, how do you want to rule?
Well, let's see here. Can we lower it to 600,000?
Jacuzzi, fireplaces.
That's
Forestier.
great.
garden.
How dated are they? You don't know? Nobody wants jumbo houses, you know, it's hard to sell these too, so I would lower it.
Well, I mean, look at, is that Meadowbrook or whatever that goes into Oxford?
Right?
They were selling upwards of $750,000 and now they can't get 350.
No.
I mean, it's the market.
Yep.
Like, I said, the tax adjusters adjusting everything
Right.
goes up and down. Building value new was 604,000.
Yep.
162.
Yep.
He
You wanna-
went 540.
Go middle of the road, like she said, 600.
I personally think that's a little low.
Too low? What do you want to do, 6 1/4?
Joe was saying 750. He's saying 540, about 650, 640. We could 645. We could go in the middle.
All right, sounds good.
Could I get?
645, 645.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I could get a motion on that.
motion, Wendy.
Second.
Sandra, or you're seconding it?
I'm first, second.
Okay, I have a motion by Wendy and a second by Sandra, the property of 5 Aspen Lane, Rudy Pierre, to have the appraised value set at 600. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Uh,
Chair votes aye. 645,000. Okay, and that covers all we had tonight.
Yep.
What do we want to do for the next date? That would be the week of, if we're giving 2 weeks, it would be 11th to the 15th of May. Do we have any preferences on the day?
I could do Monday, the 11th, it's Wendy. Tuesday, the 12th is fine.
in the evening, 11th is iffy. I don't have much written down on my calendar for the month of May.
Nobody does. It's COVID time.
Except I'm giving blood, I'm going for a physical. So I do have things, but they're during the day.
What
Yeah.
about, depending on what's going on with COVID, Monday and Tuesday might be tough for me.
Okay. Do
Would Wednesday or Thursday work?
Yep. It's
yeah. What
okay
time?
for me.
Want to do Thursday, the 14th?
That works for me.
So we're gonna hear three
Well,
taxpayers.
3, yes.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. What time?
6:30 again, does that work?
Or 6 is fine too. I don't care.
Like I said, that's depending if I'm back to work or whatever.
Well,
I got
right.
furloughed last week, so.
All right. Well, 6:30 then, to be safe. And we're gonna Zoom again. Is that the deal?
Yes.
Okay. It's on my calendar.
So we're going to have, okay, 3 of them. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
we would have, if,
Paul.
Paul Prosnick,
Chris.
Chris Buckner, and Art Cachillo.
All right.
So Caroline speaking, I'll get a letter out to all three inviting them to the meeting
Okay,
if I can get it out tomorrow, Thursday, I will give them 1 week to reply to me to let me
Okay.
know yay or nay. If they're
Yes.
all three a nay,
right.
then
Yeah.
that's it.
Right.
I'm sorry, what was the date again?
May
May 14th, sorry. May 14th, Rory, 6:30 PM.
Is that okay for Rory? Since he's got to do this?
There's Malia in my office is helping out with the meetings, so it looks like I'm free right now, and we'll make it work one way or another. So
Okay.
Thank you.
And, yeah,
Again,
and
that's iffy. If they all three say yay, then yes, but if they all
Well-
come back and say no, then
I mean, the, Arthur Cachillo, if he says nay, because he refused this one, I wouldn't, you know,
right.
give him two chances, so.
Mhm. Okay.
And then if,
So Carolyn, you have to send a letter, get a response.
Yes, I'll send a letter out with a response date 1 week from, tomorrow, just to give them, let me know yay or nay if they're coming.
yep, and whatever documents they want to submit.
Right.
Caroline,
Perfect.
if you want me to help you write the one, give me a call tomorrow. We can craft the one to the gentleman who wants to be face to face.
Okay. You're so good at the last one, Brian, sure.
I know. It works so well.
I take credit for that. All right, that's fine.
And Brian,
Yes, Sandra.
are you standing in front of the town hall? How do you have that picture behind you?
I'm outside town hall right now.
Yeah, right.
I've mastered Zoom. I can go to a variety of locations. Here's one of my personal
Gosh.
favorites.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
You like the logo on the rug?
Oh,
I
wow.
like.
Yeah, with Zoom, you could pick a background for yourself so that you don't have to look at cabinets or if someone should walk behind you.
Ah,
It's tough enough for me to turn the microphone on.
Otherwise, sometimes it can be distracting if someone's behind you or,
Yeah.
it's,
All right, guys. It's getting
Okay,
late.
could I have a motion from someone to adjourn the meeting at 8:44 PM?
I'll adjourn the meeting. Sandra,
And do I have a second?
Aye.
Adjourned by Sandra and a second by Wendy. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I
And the chair votes aye. And have a good evening, everyone, and we'll wait to hear from you, Caroline, to see what results you get.
okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Rory.
Thank you, everyone.
good night, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Brian.